There are two powerful earthquakes that have struck Venezuela within a minute of each other last night, causing buildings to collapse and damage in Caracas. The rare back-to-back tremors measuring magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 are amongst the strongest earthquakes to have hit the country in more than a century. The death toll from the devastating earthquakes in Venezuela has risen to at least 164, with 971 people confirmed injured. Authorities fear that the actual number of fatalities could be significantly higher due to the large number of collapsed and damaged buildings as search and rescue operations continue. Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, also said that at least 30 aftershocks have been recorded since the two main earthquakes struck. Meanwhile, Delcy Rodriguez also announced that an initial $200 million fund will be created under using resources from the International Monetary Fund to support the reconstruction of the damaged infrastructure, hospitals and housing in wake of the disaster. Amongst the critical infrastructure affected was Venezuela's main aviation hub, Simón Bolívar International Airport, which suffered significant damage and was forced to suspend operations. All right, taking a closer look at this devastation that has left people on the streets reeling under the aftermath of this terrible tragedy that has taken place late last night, and taking a look at these images. In fact, this is one of the several damaged apartment buildings. This scene is from La Guara state, which is the smallest state but economically very significant state for the country of Venezuela. This is about 30 kilometers northwest of Caracas. We obviously see that this building is visibly damaged. Concrete that has fallen off, those concrete walls have completely gotten dismantled in this powerful earthquake that has hit the region. Taking a look at this second figure, where there are rescue operations that are continuing. There are a large number of teams that at this point of time continue to scout through the debris of the buildings that have collapsed, hunting for survivors, if any. This is a scene from San Bernardino neighborhood of Caracas. Taking a look at yet another image where residents, locals who are searching for victims after the earthquake. This is also an image from La Guara state in Venezuela, which is close to Caracas, the capital of the country. Rescue operations are being carried out over here. There's a person who has been pulled out of the debris. She is alive. Thankfully, she has been tied on this stretcher with ropes and is being shifted onto level ground by the rescuers. Taking a look at yet another image of pandemonium that occurred after the earthquake, where people are seen running on the streets, getting out of their buildings, obviously looking for safe places to ensure that those buildings, those structures don't fall onto them. Let's take a look at yet another damaged apartment building. This is again a scene from Caracas after the earthquake. We see visible damage to the building by way of cracking and complete demolition of the wall, of the concrete walls. Here's yet another image of rescue operations that are in progress. This is also a collapsed building that was captured by locals and news reporters and camera video journalists in Caracas. There are images of people who are stranded outside their broken homes, collapsed buildings, of their people who have just created makeshift homes on footpaths, on roads, on streets. They're feeding their pets while they wait for rescue operations, rehabilitation, for them to get into shelters. Take a look at this image of a vehicle, a car that has collapsed under the immense pressure of the building that has fallen, that has toppled right over it. Take a look at yet another image of people running for their lives and also carrying their pets along with them onto open streets to save themselves from the wrath of the earthquake. Yet another image of an ambulance that is parked right in front of this completely collapsed building. There are rescue operations going on amidst fears of number of deaths increasing. There are measures that are being taken, efforts that are being made to rescue as many people as the rescue teams can from this heap of debris. This is in fact an image, a damaged building at Los Palos Grande in Caracas. Here's a look at yet another image of people gathered outside the building after having evacuated it due to the strong tremors that were felt because of these extremely powerful 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes. Here's a look at families, elders, people who are unable to actually move because of their old age and disabilities, maybe sicknesses that they may be suffering from, who are stranded outside their homes and had to spend the night because of no makeshift shelters that were available. So those are some of the images, that speak louder than words about what happened at what happened in Caracas, what happened in the neighboring state in Venezuela. Death toll at this point of time at 164, but as per the US Geological Survey, this death toll could increase manifold to up to thousands. That's the fear that at this point of time is being expressed. I'm being joined by Jennifer Barreto-Levia. She is a journalist and lawyer. Jennifer, thank you very much for joining us. Could you tell us what's happening on the ground right now? We see a lot of rescue operations taking place. People are clearly, upset, scared, scarred. But have there been makeshift shelter homes that have been created to rehabilitate them, to provide them food, first aid, and other emergency requirements that they may have?
Thank you for having me. Well, the situation is absolutely heartbreaking. As I've mentioned during the day, we have no shelters. We have zero measures of for disaster cases like this one. So people like the mayor of my county has been a mayor trooper trying to do their best with the leader we have. We are scared, but mostly we are upset. There are no resources to work with. And our only hope is that President Trump and President Bukele, with all their resources, are sending help to us. And hopefully that help is not being still like happened before. But we are seriously concerned. There is a large list of people that is missing that can be rescued right now. There is a long list, unconfirmed number of people that is dead. There is a long list of children that are right now without their parents. They are nowhere to be seen, and there is a large list, of course, of pets that are around the place. This looks like a horror movie. It's impossible to describe, but we are mostly scared and very upset. This is very unfair. We shouldn't be in this situation if the current administration didn't steal our resources.
All right, Jennifer, also shed more light into, the number of deaths. Is it feared that there are going to be more people that may have died under the debris of these collapsed buildings? We know that the death toll right now is 164.
Yes, that's the number that we have been told. That's around the number that we have been told. It's impossible to confirm. The current administration and the past regime, Maduro, Chavez, they have no records whatsoever in cases like this. in order to not only kick out their resources, but also show the reports to the press. So whatever number they present is an exact number and is an unrealistic number. They have no records of anything. So it's impossible for them to be honest with any number they present to the press. But as an extra official source, that's the number of dead people that we have in the country, and the missing people is even larger than this one.
Yeah, Jennifer, also tell us about these. Has there been any provision for these makeshift shelters to provide first aid and food and shelter to these people who are obviously displaced from their homes because the buildings have completely collapsed. They don't have they don't have a roof over their head. What's the situation on that front?
That's really heartbroken because we have no provisions, we have no shelters. So whatever the homeless people is eating or drinking is because the community provided. We are helping between each other, but imagine the situation. We are under these circumstances, and still we're helping our fellows that are on more serious situations than us, and it's very heartbroken to have to tell this, but it's really important. I've been given reports to several medias worldwide, and the same comments gets to me over and over again. We are not hearing the real stories from your country. Thank you for telling us the truth. So it's very important what we're doing here on Newsx.
Jennifer, thank you very much for talking to us, giving us an update on what's happening on